Hello everyone, welcome back to Grow Roots. Today we are checking on the worms because we have had a whole week and more of 100-degree plus heat. Today there's an excessive heat warning, and yesterday evening when I opened this worm bin to feed them, I noticed that on this lid I had worms trying to escape everywhere. And that's usually not a good sign if you have an established bin. It means that there's something not right in the bin and they're trying to get out because it's not good. So that told me that it was too hot, and I didn't think about it till this morning that it is indeed probably too hot for them. So I got in here and I measured the temperature of the soil. I just have a regular thermometer here, thermometer probe. And wow, do you see it is 101 degrees outside right now. And so what I did is I moved it to a location closer to this wall and more shaded, way more deep shade. It will not get any sunlight. And then what I did is I put a bag of ice in here, which is all melted now, of course. But let's check the temperature of the soil. One good thing is there are no worms in this lid. There are no worms trying to escape, so that tells me that it is cooler in here. But let's just check it out and see. This is the side that I am not feeding them on, and looks like it's about 91 degrees. Really truly, this is still too hot for the worms. Let me check it like right under where the ice was. Okay, so it's a little bit better. It's 88.5. And keep in mind it's going to be hotter if it's close. See, look at that. Oh, actually 94. It's still danger zone for the worms is honestly 90 degrees. 85 to 90 is not good. 93 could potentially kill them in my from what I've read. I don't have experience yet. This is my first time. So let's see what this side holds. Where the food is. In the middle is where it'll be coolest. I do see worm activity right there. They're right there on the surface. And yeah, it is 89.2 down there. And let's see where it is towards the side. Ooh, 94.3, 93.7. Okay, y'all, this is too warm for them. I do not want to lose these worms. I think they have doubled in population, at least. And let's just take a look. Are they dying? What is happening here? Yeah, they've dug down, which is understandable. So there's some, and their activity is going to be lower. You can see, yeah, they are struggling. So I'm not going to move these guys inside my house. I already tried that in the wintertime and we got fungus gnats everywhere. I'm not going to do that again. But what I will do, I tested the temperature inside of our garage, and this afternoon it was 86 degrees in my garage, and when it's as opposed to 103, whatever it said before. What is it? Oh wow, look at that. Hang on. Let me clean this off. Why is it saying 87 right now? It shouldn't. Here it goes. It's gonna climb up now. But anyway, it's about what did it say? 101, 102. 86 is much better than 102 for the outside air temperature. So we are going to move these guys to the garage and hope that I can make these guys last through this. These Texas summers are hot and brutal, and I don't want to lose these guys. So anyway, I did watch another tutorial that you could add ice cubes directly to the soil. You could also freeze their food and add that directly to the soil. The problem is that's not a solution for every day. Obviously, if you freeze it, it's going to melt fairly quickly in 101 degree temperatures, and I cannot add water and add food every single day, or this bin is going to go anaerobic. It's going to get too moist, it's going to get too wet. It already is kind of as wet as I want it to be, and so I don't want to add a lot of moisture right now to it at all. I want to add like dry stuff, and so I can't. That's not a long-lasting solution. So to the garage these guys will go, and hopefully they will be happy, and I will update you maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple days, and see what the temperature of this bin looks like in a couple days in our garage. Okay, everybody, so really quick update. We've moved the worms to the garage last night. It is 7:45 the next morning. It's 87.4 degrees in my garage, but let's see what the bin temperature is and if the worms are trying to escape again. So bear with me here. Let's check on the lid. Okay, so no worms on the lid trying to escape, so that's maybe a good sign. Let's find out how they're doing. Oh, look, right there. Okay, so they're fine. There's a huge mass of worms. I think they're on an apple, potentially, or I left them apples and corn a few days ago, and there's just a whole bunch of them there. I'm loving that. That means they're feeding. They're at the surface, so I think that's an okay temperature. Let's stick this probe in right where they're at to find out. Much better, 87.8 degrees. So even though they say 85 degrees to 90 degrees is kind of a danger zone, if they were unhappy at this temperature, they could go further down. I think it's, let's try it. Is it cooler down under there? Yeah. It's 86.7. So if they were unhappy, they would go further down, but right now they're more focused on eating. So I think that's good. Let's see what it's at towards the edge. See, it always gets a little warmer towards the edge. 87.6. So I'm just gonna check on this side where I haven't been putting the food. 86.4. Okay, so I'm gonna check them later on this afternoon, but so far I think this is working. I think they're gonna be okay in the garage. I love to see them at the surface and eating. That means I think if they were uncomfortable, they would stick down below, and they probably wouldn't be eating. So there's the morning update. Stay tuned for afternoon update. Okay, so here we are in the afternoon, the day after putting the worm bin in the garage, and it is 98 degrees outside, excessive heat warning because it feels like 109 degrees outside with the humidity, but in here in the garage it's 88.7. Much more comfortable, I think, for the worms. And let's just make sure that the soil or their bedding is also okay for them. So let's take a look. Yeah, so they're again right here on the surface. They are still feeding right there, if you can see them. So that's telling me that they're pretty happy there. And let's just see right in that pocket where they are. It is about 87.6 degrees. So this is much better than yesterday when the worm bin was in the 101 degree heat. It probably felt like 110 at the time, and this bin was not underneath. It was not under 90 degrees, and the worms were not active. You could see they're moving. They're fine. Yeah. Yep. They're good. The one worm that I picked up yesterday was barely even moving. He was so hot, that poor thing. But it looks like as long as it's kept under 90 degrees, it looks like the worm bin will be okay. So much happier here in the garage. Thanks for following along on my little experiment, and it looks like they're going to spend the rest of this Texas summer in the garage. Hopefully it won't get too much hotter for them than this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.